Hello and welcome to The Quiet Miles Voices in Motion, a series celebrating everyday endurance athletes whose stories often go unheard. These are honest, relaxed conversations about movement, life, joy, obstacles, and showing up. Not perfect journeys, but real ones. This space is about connection, shared journeys, and honoring the many ways endurance shows up in all of our lives. I'm Trina Dawkins, but let me introduce you to today's guest. So here I have Gillian Russell. So Gillian is a long-time member of Black Girls Do Run, amongst other communities as well. And Black Girls Do Run's mission is always all about bringing together Black women from all walks of life and just in regardless of their running experience and creating a friendship community group and supporting each other in more than running as well. So Gillian, thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
I know you've been very busy over the past few years. So when we talk about endurance, it's not just running, and I know you engage in other sports as well. So we'll be talking about more than running as well. But let me start by asking you, how did you find and join Black Girls Do Run?
My God. So during COVID, I was quite ill and I developed shingles. And I think that took about 13 weeks of recovery. And then during that recovery, I started going out for walks and that turned into running. So I'd go out, do a little 2K, pat myself on the back and say, "Great, look what I've done." And then the runs got a little bit longer, but it was very lonely.
Hmm.
So I Googled Black women's running groups, and on Facebook,
Okay.
up popped Tasha Thompson, founder of Black Girls Do Run, and requested to join. And the rest, they say, is history. And honestly, it's the best medicine I could have had. It's an amazing community
Right.
full of women like myself who want to go out and run, share their story, have a community, feel supported, feel empowered. And we do that via our Halo group. So a lot of the women are based not just in London, but around the
Hmm.
UK. And that's how we stay connected. And yeah, the big races, the races that come up, we all try and make sure that we join up. There's always a group of us. We always get that photo at the beginning, at the
Nice.
end, and you always get people along the way saying, "I recognise Black Girls Do Run. Do you know Tasha Thompson?" And it always makes me giggle.
Oh.
But it's really nice when people recognise, who you are and what you stand for. When not just when we're in a group, but also when
Hmm.
you're on your own as well.
That's brilliant. That's amazing. And it's nice that you can just Google something. And
Hmm.
so it's social media, it's great for these things. And obviously, if you're new to running as well, or even run walking,
Yeah, yeah,
just doing a
yeah.
Google search, you'll always find something that's local to you.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, which is great. So I know you said you started with like a 2K, but like now I've been snooping around on your Instagram. I
Oh
know
God.
you definitely completed a an ultra. I mean, like from a,
Hmm.
a 2K to an ultra run. How was that? And who encouraged
Um,
it?
right. Oh God. I tell you what, Black Girls Do Run have a lot to answer for. A lot. Um, so I did my first ultra in 2023. And again, it's one of those conversations that pops up in the Halo group. Oh, what if? And before you know it, about 15 of us had signed up to Race to the Stones, and I'm like, what have I done? I was doing the London Marathon that year. So after I signed up and then had huge regrets, then the conversation was, how do you train for an ultra? So most of us, if not all of us, were training for London. So we're like, okay, you can use that training towards the ultra, and then you just keep it going once London's finished. So that was the idea.
Hmm.
And it was a very, very good plan. But when we rocked out, as I said, it was through thresholds, and they absolutely welcomed us with open arms. They
Oh,
want to
that's great.
create an environment, a space where people like us can come and run, because obviously we're in the minority. They really looked after us. Everyone around us was so supportive. We had the best time. And I think from there on, my love for endurance and long
Mhm.
distance running was kind of born then. Don't get me wrong, it was tough. It was tough. I mean, obviously, the longest I'd been on my
Mhm.
feet was during London, which was the 42K. But as they say, oh, it's only another 8K. That might be so, but it was the toughest 8K I've had to
Mhm.
endure. But I had the best experience.
And
I
you did
really
it,
did.
and you
I did
completed.
it.
Yeah,
I finished it in one piece. I was knackered as
amazing.
hell. The next day, I thought I'm not even going to be able to walk. My legs won't move. But I'd gone out for a recovery run the next day. I couldn't
Wow.
believe it. I was just, yeah, I was on cloud nine, and it's continued since
Mm.
then.
How did you balance that? Because obviously you work, and then how did you balance kind of working full time and then training for the ultra as well, and obviously London Marathon the same year?
So I would do my runs. So when I work from, so I work, I'm lucky enough to work from home, pretty much whenever I want to, but sorry, bosses. But I would go out and do, I'd follow a plan,
Mhm.
and I'd go out and do as much as I could in the morning. So that might be anything up to a 10K.
Mhm.
And then whatever I couldn't complete, then I would do that at the back end of the day.
Sure.
But I know a lot of people get anxious when they can't complete a full distance they have on their plan.
Mhm.
And I always say, as long as you're moving, don't worry. As long as you get that long run in at the weekend, don't worry about what you do in the week. As long as
Mm.
you can go out and do something, it's better than nothing.
Brilliant.
And then at the weekend, I would then do my longer runs. And I'm really fortunate enough to have, we now call each other our running wives. One of the ladies from Black Girls Do Run, who
Oh,
I met through the group, we do a lot of our long runs and
that's
trainings
great.
together. We also run a lot
Mhm.
together, and even our husbands, when we go out, it's like, "Is Jill going? Is Mel going?" So so I'm very fortunate to have a running partner that I can sort of get those long miles in, have the encouragement that I need. So yeah, we're just as mad as each other.
Oh no, that's brilliant. It's really ideal, especially now, kind of like in the winter as well,
Mm,
where or if the weather is cold or it's snowing or it's yeah, and it's just not
yeah,
nice. It's always nice to have somebody that you know you're meeting. I mean, not everybody is lucky enough to have that, but it's nice when you
yeah,
know, okay, I'm meeting so and so at 6 o'clock
yeah,
for 10K.
yeah.
Then it
Oh,
kind of drives you at the door.
Oh, 100%. And
Yeah.
again, the community, Black Girls Do Run
Mm,
community, is very much like that. So we will put on periods where we'll have long runs. So we'll
mm.
all do a long run together. We also have like satellite groups. So we have one in East
Oh,
London, we have one in
mm,
South, we have one in Northwest. And the East London one, which myself and Mel are run leaders for,
nice.
we meet every 2 weeks. So within the WhatsApp group, the women have got to know each other really well. And,
Mm,
it's kind of like, well, I'm going out on this day to do a long. Is anyone available? And again, it's a nice way of connecting with people that actually live nearer to you
yeah,
and can actually go out and do the runs with you. But it's not for everyone. Some people do prefer to run on their own.
they do.
But I'm lucky that I'm within a community where I
You
can
have the
do that.
choice, don't you?
I
In that
do.
sense, yeah. Talking of run leads, so you coached Hackney Academy for Hackney Half,
You really
didn't
have been
you?
snooping, haven't you?
Last year. You
Yes.
nicely brought me onto that topic. How was that coaching a group, knowing that they've probably been where you started as a runner
Yeah.
and supporting them through a 12-week program, which led on to Hackney Half?
Oh my God. Where do I start? It was the best experience. I mean, I'm
Oh,
probably still on a high, to be honest with you. So when the proposition was put to me again, this is one of the beauties of being involved in a community.
mhm,
So I was asked to participate because I'm one in East London,
mhm.
and primarily they wanted participants that lived within the local borough.
Yeah.
And I did the launch, which I was super nervous. I've sat in the corner doing the notes, reading over and over again, and then someone's like, "It's Gillian." I'm like, "Oh my God, that's me." and a room full of people. I don't do public speaking, but a room full of people I'd never met before. They're all looking at me, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I say? But the coaching was just incredible. It really was. I loved every minute of it. Meeting new people. I know they were all nervous just as much as I
Mhm.
was. Did my best to reassure them. We'd go out every Monday night. We'd sort of slowly build out. They were all following a plan as well, but the Monday night runs were very easy paced, very conversational, and I made sure that everyone got to know each other. I'd say to
Yeah.
them, like, run with someone you haven't met before,
Mhm.
introduce yourself, have a conversation if you can. And we started, I think, in Ramadan.
Okay.
So again, we wanted to learn more about that. So some of the
Mhm.
ladies would then do like give a little bit of background about Ramadan.
Nice.
We also had National Deaf Awareness. So I think a handful of the participants were from the Deaf Run Club.
Sure.
So I got them to do some sign language
Nice.
and, sort of do it. It was just the best community.
Mhm.
It really was. And we actually still have our WhatsApp group. So we
That's
still
great.
communicate. We still meet at races. A lot of them volunteer. But I think out of I think 35 participants, I think
Mhm.
34 of them ran and completed. And even those that said to me at the beginning, I can't do this, I and wanted to drop out, I was like, absolutely not. You can do it. I know you can do it. And race day, I actually ran with about four or five of
Mhm.
them. And as they kind of settled into their pace, I kind of left them to it.
Yeah.
And they finished and they got their medal and they've been running ever since. So it's
That's
like,
amazing.
you can do hard things if you just put your mind to it. But honestly, it
I
was
love
the
that.
best experience. I just, yeah, it took me a minute to come down off that
Mhm.
cloud, but yeah, it was great.
Would you do it again? Is that something you would think about doing maybe long term,
I would
even if
love
it's
to.
seasonal?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
absolutely love to. And again, so the East London group that we go out with, we do every 2 weeks. I
Mhm.
absolutely love that.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's like, yeah, it's cold. I don't want to go out. But once I get there and we meet all
Right.
the ladies and we start running, that just completely goes out the window. And it's just such a lovely community. And yeah, I would love to do a bit more coaching. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Um, that is amazing. And the thing about coaching, I suppose, is like you feel like you're giving back because you're seeing
Mm,
yourself in these new and
mm.
anxious runners. You're just like, if I can do it, you 100% can.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And again, within the Halo group, we've got different groups. We've got some doing the Abbott's World Majors, we've got some
Mm.
doing the Super Half, and those that are new to it, and they ask a question, and you'll get five or six of us responding back, and it's brilliant because, like,
Yeah.
well, I didn't know that,
Mm.
and yeah, we just love to share information. It's just brilliant, and I love sharing my
That's nice.
experiences with anyone that will listen to me. I mean, I could go on for
I
hours.
mean, runners love
Uh,
talking about running, so
they do. Non-runners, I'm so sorry. But even at work, because like they'll say to me, "What did you do at the weekend?" Oh, hang on, no need to
yeah.
ask. I bet you went running. And I was like, "Yeah, I did actually."
Mm.
But yeah, I love to share my story.
That's nice. Brilliant. Another endurance sport that you started was so swimming. So you did marathon swim. So you did your first event in November of last year?
So I've been doing a swimathon for the
Mm.
last, this will be my fourth year. And it started off at my local pool. And I think I did the 1K very stupidly, did the 1K distance. And halfway through, I was like, why am I doing this again? But I completed it, really, really chuffed with myself. And then I've just done it every year since then. And then last year, the lovely Pabina from
Mm.
Swimmer Bolts said, why don't you come and do swimathon at the London Aquatic Centre? Not even thinking it's a 50-metre pool, never been there before. I said, yeah, sure, why not? So I went there and I was like, oh my God, I was absolutely terrified. I had gone the Wednesday before
Mm.
just to kind of feel out the pool. And I said to the guy, which is the shallow end? Oh, we don't have one. I was like,
It's just one, isn't it?
it's just
It's
three
just, yeah, one
meters. And
level,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, okay, no problem. So I'm glad I went beforehand.
Mm.
And I signed up to the 400 meters. There's 8 lengths. And I was done. I was just like, I was terrified. But I did it and I thought, I love this. And then it's just kind of snowballed from there. Marathon swims was you had to swim 10K throughout the month of November.
What's
And I thought
10K in swimming? Because obviously I run and I don't really swim. So when you say 10K,
I think that's
how
like
many lengths?
10,000 meters. So I then, as I always do, I don't think about this now. Yeah, I'll do that. And then it's like, oh, okay. So I've gone from swimming once a week to now
Yeah,
swimming 3 times a week, but I loved it.
that's good.
And so I went from a 30-minute swim to 45 minutes to an hour 15. And I was just like, no, I need to draw the line somewhere. I, I was smelling of chlorine for the whole month of
Oh,
November and
wow.
December. And it's like everything was like, yeah, you can tell Jill's coming because she smells of chlorine. But it was the best experience. So it's about
Yeah.
10,000 meters.
Oh, wow.
And my watch was just keeping account of
Mm.
everything. And then I went and did it again for the December challenge. So yeah, I was doing
You clearly
a lot.
enjoy it.
I love it.
We
I
also did
absolutely love it.
open water swimming. How was that?
Oh
In
my God.
September of last year.
Again, Pabina made me do it. I tell you what, there's
Hashtag.
some people that have a lot to answer for. So I did my first open water session in back in February of last year. In 3 degrees, you can still see the ice floating on the top. Yes, I did that. I'd gone out and bought my wetsuit, the boots, the gloves, the work, spent reasonable amount. I thought I'm going to get
Mm.
the most out of this. So I was in there for about 3 minutes and came out. And they did say that if it's your first time and because of
Mm.
the coldness,
Yeah.
don't stay in too long. And didn't go back in for about 2 or 3 months. Went to Royal Docks again with Pabina. It was, as they call it, a washer machine, so it was quite
Mm.
unsettling. Didn't like that at all. Then I started going to West Reservoir, and yeah, much more friendlier. Got some lengths in. Ventured from the dock, did the 200 or 300 meter loop, and then decided to enter swim serpentine in
Mm.
September. That was
How
my
was that?
first open water race. Terrifying, not gonna lie.
What made it terrifying?
The fact that you you can't feel the bottom. The
Oh,
dock, once you start, that's it. Um, it was a half-mile distance, and I was with another lady from Black Girls Do Run, Lorraine,
mm.
and she had a bit of a panic attack, and there was a few of us with her,
Mm.
and that kind of took my mind off my
Yeah,
fears. So
yeah.
once I knew she was safe,
And okay, yeah.
then I carried on,
Mm.
and it was just literally me on my own. And I kept looking up, thinking, I've got to get to that bridge, come around, and come back again. And it, I think once I got going, I settled down, and then coming towards the finish, it's like someone had kept moving the finish post,
Ah,
and I kept looking up, thinking, this thing is not getting any
sounds
nearer.
familiar. Yeah.
It's not getting any nearer. It's not. And then when I finished, it was like, yeah, that was great. And it was the most amazing thing was when I finished,
Mm.
the community from Swimmer Bolts and Black Girls Do
Oh,
Run were there. And I
oh.
had no idea they were there. And it was just the best. It was just the best feeling. It really was. And this year I've entered Swimathon again, and I'm doing the 1.5K. And I've also entered Dock to Dock, which is another
Okay.
race at Royal Docks as well.
What keeps you pushing yourself and challenging yourself? Not just in swimming, but also in running as well. What do you say
Um,
to yourself?
I want to do that.
Mm.
I know I can do that. I know I can do hard things. I do have a lot of self-doubt, and others around me who know me, I will always question myself, and they'll always reassure me, yes, you can do it. And then come the day, as long as I've got that, yes, I can do it. I
Mm.
know I can do it. I will do it. But I do doubt myself a lot, and I know I've got to get over that fear, and I think that's what keeps pushing me to prove
That's good.
myself
Mhm.
wrong. I prove that I can do hard things. Obviously, I do know my limitations,
Mhm.
but I use that as my willpower. I know I can do hard things.
And the great thing is that although you're fearful and anxious, you're still pushing yourself because you can get to a place where you're so scared that you're like, I'm never going to try that because I'll never
Yes,
be able to do it. But the fact that you're a bit like, not sure, but
yeah,
still actually
yeah.
giving it a go.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I do the Hassocks to Brighton sometimes.
Mm, I like
And the
that.
first time I did that in February, it was icy, it was cold, it was
Mm.
muddy. I fell over 6 times within 10 minutes. I've got video footage showing me falling over. And I have a positional vertigo, which is an imbalance in the ear. So I
Okay.
get dizzy spells as well.
Mm.
And I have a fear of walking or running over water and also bridges with cars underneath them. And I came across all of those things in one
Wow.
go. And the ladies I was with, I think they crossed over the bridge and I'd stopped and they didn't realize. And they were like, "Oh, Jill, are you coming
Mm.
over?" I said, "I can't." And they came back for me. And then they literally stood side by side and we ran across.
Oh,
And then the next time we went, I did it on my own.
mm.
And it's just continued. The only thing I
Mm.
now have to try and overcome is Box Hill have a little I don't know if you've ever been to Box Hill,
Yeah.
but
I've,
they have a bit where they you cross over a stream and
yes, I've
they've
seen that with
got
the round stones.
yes.
Yeah.
I haven't conquered that yet. And that's one thing I have to I will conquer.
Mm. Oh, you
Um,
will. You
I
will.
will. I keep telling myself I will. Unfortunately, there is a way round, which I
Mm.
keep taking. But said the next time I go and the tide is low, I will attempt it. Just hope I don't fall in.
No, you
But
won't.
yeah, I don't let my vertigo stop me
That's good.
from doing things.
Mhm.
And it's the only way I can overcome that fear is
Mhm.
to keep challenging myself and keep pushing myself to do the things I'm
Yeah.
scared of.
No, it makes sense. And I think you can apply that in all aspects of life, isn't it?
Mm,
With
abs
everything.
absolutely.
Would you say, was there a moment or a challenge that's actually shaped your journey? So from obviously moving from running to swimming, is there one moment that you can think of that you thought to yourself, yeah,
Um,
it could
I
be during
think,
an event or a race or anything that everything just kind of clicked.
yeah, I think for me, when I did my first ultra with at Race to the Stone, I enjoyed the experience so much that I was talking about moving from road to trail permanently and just doing trail. I absolutely love being on the trail, hence why I've signed up to Race the King again this year. So that will be my fifth ultra.
Nice.
Um, and I can't see me stopping
Mm,
anytime unless my knees tell me like that's it. I can't see myself stopping anytime soon. And I just love the idea of being in the open and not being near cars or the
hmm.
road. And you just get lost in your own world. You really do. And it's just an incredible feeling. And you don't get that on the road. You
Exactly.
don't get that with road
Because there's
running.
too much distractions, I think.
There is. And yes, people might say there's nothing to look at, but when you see how beautiful your surroundings are, you can just completely get
Hmm.
absorbed and
Hmm.
lost in that world. And I know that my road running will become less and less as time goes on and hit the trails a little bit more. But yeah, I think that, if I was to have to choose between the two, I definitely say trail running is what I'm after. But then also I'm really getting into my swimming as well. And that's just me on my own. And I go on my own and I absolutely love it. And I'm always saying, oh, just 2 more lengths, 2 more lengths. And
Yeah.
before you know it, 2 more lengths has turned into 10. And an hour later, she's still in the pool. And, and I love it. But when I go with the group, it's more fun.
Yeah.
It's like sharing an experience that,
Mhm.
you can't wait to, sort of capitalize that in your head
Yeah.
and the memories. But I do love the solitude of swimming on my own as well.
And it really does complement your running as well, doesn't it? Because it's kind of
Oh,
like part of
100%.
part
Yeah,
of it.
absolutely. And I just thought, oh, it's just a swim. But when I realized that through the marathon swims
Mhm.
challenge, I realized that even down to my body was shaping itself in a
Mhm.
completely different way. And I remember I'm doing this challenge, Red January,
Oh
and
yes.
I posted a picture of just doing a plank, didn't even
Hmm.
like think anything of it. And the comments I was getting about my shoulders were like, "Oh my God, thanks." And that is like, that's what swimming does to you. It gives
Mm.
you this physique that, weight training or, just doesn't give you. And you know that you're getting a full body workout.
Yeah.
And it's just made my body look like different. I don't know, I can't really explain it, but from before I started the swims
Yeah.
to now, it's just it's shaping it really, really differently
Because I guess
now.
it's different. When you're running, we're obviously using mostly our lower body and our arms really
Mm,
doesn't do much. But in swimming,
mm,
you're using everything. You're using your upper
everything.
body, your core, your legs, your feet, everything. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think the love of swimming has come from, so I'm with yet another group called Women in Tri,
yes.
which is run by the lovely Bianca
Hmm.
Fernandez, and I can't remember the second part of her name. And I'm just in awe. I am totally, totally in awe of all the women on that group. And I joined one of their swim blocks
Hmm.
in November. So I'm a breaststroke person, can't do
Okay.
any more than that. But since joining the swim block, it was
Hmm.
4 weeks. By week 2, they had me swimming front crawl. It wasn't pretty, and I
But
always
you
say
did
this,
it.
but my arms were going in the right direction. My legs weren't really doing much, but my arms were doing the work. And through sheer determination and
Mm.
practice, so outside of the lessons, I would then go and
Yeah.
practice. And I got to the point where I didn't care what anyone was looking at. I
Mm.
didn't care because I'm one of these people, I'm really conscious and I hate people
I hear
staring.
you. Yeah.
But I got in there and I was like, do you know what? Just do it. And I got in and I was practicing, and I've
Mm.
just been practicing ever since. So I start my second block on Monday, and that's the improvers, and it's just about getting my arms,
Mm.
breathing, and legs right. But since that second lesson, I've just literally enjoyed. I think that's where the enjoyment of
Yeah.
swimming has come. I'm not counting down the clock anymore. I'm
Mm.
like, oh my God, it's an hour since I've been in here. I really need to get out, but I don't want to. So that has really kind of catapulted my swimming. And the aim next on my agenda is to do a triathlon.
You know what? I was just about to say women in try. So like, yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be one of my next
Oh wow,
endeavors, I
amazing.
think, my adventures. So but I'm kind of taking it as, slowly, 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 and I will hopefully touch wood by the end of the year complete my first triathlon. That's the
I have
aim.
no doubt. I have no doubt. I know you're saying, oh, might be. Yeah, I could see you will be signed up and completed before the end of the year.
I hope so. I haven't signed up to one yet. I think once I have, I
Yeah.
know I'm committed. But I do have quite a bit going on between now
Mhm.
and June of this year. So once that's over, then I will look at the commitment and just signing
Yeah.
up and then just practicing
Is there a few
after that.
triathlon dates between kind of like the summer to the end of the year?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a few. So even if one comes up before then, I'll be happy with that. But I have looked, and there are a few. I've got my eye on a couple. So once I've sort of put the
Mhm.
yes and paid, then I know that that's
That's
me.
it.
That I'm committed. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Cool. Brilliant. Is there anything that you found really hard, whether it's kind of being out in the community, whether it's running or swimming? If there's, is there anything that you find that you just still can't, that you're really trying to get right, but it's quite a bit of a challenge at the moment?
Um, my nutrition. And my hydration. I am so bad. Because I don't do gels.
Okay.
So trying to find another workaround
Mhm.
is still proving difficult. And I do reach out to others just to hear, what do
Yeah.
they take? And if they don't take gels, can they make any recommendations? So yeah, trying to pin down my nutrition, especially on the long runs, I've always found tough. My hydration, again, I've had a bottle of water sat here all day
You know what?
and it's still
I am the
there.
same. They say 2 liters. I'll be lucky if I get 500 sometimes. And I
I
have to like
know.
literally pour
A
it
port.
down
Yep,
just to make sure I
yep,
get it.
yeah. So yeah, I'm really bad. But I know once my training like really kicks in,
Mm,
then I am better at drinking water. But yeah, I'm not the best at
mm,
it. But nutrition I definitely
mm.
struggle with. Sometimes I struggle with motivating myself. And I think the last few weeks I found it really tough, mainly because of the weather.
Mm,
Um, but then when I put it in the group, I find that I'm not the only one,
yeah.
and it makes me feel
Mm,
better that I'm not on my own. So
yeah.
we try and think of things to help motivate each
Mm,
other. And if I see, oh, someone's gone out, it's like, yeah, actually, do you know what?
yeah.
I should do that too. And I'll put my shoes on, and before you know it,
Mm,
I'm out and I'm back and I feel better. But,
brilliant.
you know, motivation can be a tough one as well. And it's just finding a way around that. I think I'm great at motivating others,
Yeah.
but I'm not great at
Doing it for
motivating
yourself, isn't
myself.
it? Yeah, it's really hard. And I think for me, usually it's if I have a training, if I don't have a structure, like a training plan I'm following,
Mm,
then it's just like the discipline goes out the window.
yeah.
But if I've got a plan, then it's just like, even if I don't feel like doing it, even if you say it's 10K and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, just go out,
Mm,
whatever you get done,
can
even if
do.
it's 3K, because even if it's a
Absolutely.
training plan, you don't have to achieve 100% every week.
Agree.
So
Agree.
go out and do what you can. And sometimes you get out there, and by the time you're warmed up, you feel okay, and you end up doing it anyway.
Yeah,
I don't think there's ever a
totally
time
agree.
I've been out and I've turned back around and come back in.
Yeah. No,
Um,
no, no. I'm exactly the same. And I always say that training plans, just use them as a guidance.
right,
If you don't complete 10K, it's not the end of the world. You've gone out, you've done something, you've come back. If you feel that you can go out again at the end of the day or the next day, then that's absolutely fine. Don't beat yourself up if you
right,
can't do what's on that bit of paper or what your watch says or, whatever plan you're following. It's okay. It's not going
right.
to end your race there and then. You just have to keep moving. Even if you don't go out for a run, go for a walk,
Hmm.
do something at home, whether you stretch, just strength train, do
Right,
something else that will then say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go out for a run now and see how I feel. But don't, as I said, don't beat yourself up if you can't do the number that is in front of you. You can
right,
do something. You don't have to complete the whole thing.
right, exactly. What would you say to somebody that was maybe new to running, and is thinking about joining a running group, but they're a little bit anxious because there's so many running groups out there. It's like,
Yeah.
how do you decide and choose which group to
Which
go and
group?
run with?
Um, so my experience of run groups is that I find that the brands don't really look after the runners,
Mm.
the slower runners. I've been on a few of the runs, and whoever's leading the slower group has gone off. I've been there many times where, they've gone off and we're like, okay, I don't know where I am. And well, what do we do?
Yeah.
Um, and I think it's just about the brand, the faster runners. So for me personally, I wouldn't recommend unless you know people that run with that group
Mhm.
and not know, where they're going, or, they do it regularly. Um, get recommendations. Like you said, Google it.
Mm.
Um, give it a try. If it's not for you, then move on to the next one.
Yeah.
There are there might be groups within your local area. There's so many in Hackney. And I think one of the reasons why I end up having to Google is because the run groups that I saw, there was no one that looked like me.
Mm.
And that didn't fill me with confidence.
Yeah.
And they were always speeding past, and they'd be always chatting, and it's like, and I would admire them from afar. It's like, my God, I wish I
Yeah.
could run that far. But then when I really looked, you might get the odd one black person,
Mm.
and that didn't really fill me with it didn't make me feel comfortable, hence
True.
why I then ended up Googling,
Yeah.
and I don't mind running in a mixed group, but I need a diverse group. I don't
Hmm.
want to see, just one ethnic group. I
Yeah.
want to see a mixed group, because
Mixed.
then that for
Yeah.
me makes me feel more comfortable,
Mhm.
and that they do really embrace diversity.
Yeah, definitely.
But I would, that if you know people, other people that run, just ask them, do you
Mm.
know any running groups? Honestly, there's so many that are out there. I mean, if I found Black Girls Do Run, then I'm sure that
Definitely.
you can find a group that's local. But yeah, I me personally, I stay away from the brands. I just don't think that they're made for the slower runners
Mm.
for sure.
Nah, that is a great tip. What would you say if there was one moment? Obviously, you've done lots of runs. So you've run ultras, marathons, you've done the 5Ks, the 10Ks, you do
Mhm.
all the swimming. If you could pick one moment, like a highlight from your running, what would you say that would be?
Oh my God, I
One thing
think
that stands out and that will probably stay with you for like a long time.
um, it's got to be when so it was the day before Hackney Half, and they do the 5K
Yeah,
free run on the
yeah.
Saturday,
Hmm.
and I was told a few days before, would I like to do the warm up for the 12 noon wave? And I was like, no,
Wow.
absolutely not. By the end of the day, I was doing it. I mean, I don't know who I'm kidding. And I got on stage, and I'd said to all of the Black Girls Do Run who were running it,
Hmm.
and all of the participants for the Hackney Academy,
Yeah.
please come to the stage at 11:30 and just stand in front of the stage where I
I
can
could
see you
see.
all. So at 11:30, I saw a sea of blue and
Oh.
pink, and some of the academy runners, they were
Hmm.
literally stood right in front of the stage, and I was like, thank you. And I thought, if I just focus on them,
Hmm.
I won't worry about the hundreds of people
Wow.
around me.
Yeah.
And then when the DJ started playing, I don't know what happened, but it was like I was on my own. And I did the warm up. I didn't have anything I had planned in my
Mm.
head,
Went
just
out the
went
window.
completely out the window, did my own thing. And then when I actually looked up and looked down where everyone else was, it was just a sea of people.
Wow.
And I said to them, put your hands in the air. And everyone put their hands in there. I said,
I
wave.
listened to
And
you.
everyone waved. And it was just the most incredible
Oh,
feeling that I've ever experienced. And I didn't realize that my husband and sister-in-law were on the other side of the fence
they were
filming
watching.
it. So, of course, I finish, I come back. So I did the 5K, came
Yeah.
back. And then my husband was like, My God, I didn't realize you could. And I was like, I didn't realize. And they showed me the video. And I was like, Oh, let me see, let me see. And I don't know
Oh,
how
wow, I
many
love
times I
that.
watched it, but it was the most incredible feel. I did not know I had that in me. I really didn't. So that is going to be with me for a very,
Oh,
very
that is,
long
I love
time.
that. And that's why we often just have to say, just say yes, and we'll
Yeah.
work out how to do it later on because there is always a way.
There is always a way. And I
Yeah.
mean, I am like one of the shyest people I know, and people like, yeah, whatever. But that took me like beyond my comfort zone, like way, way, way beyond. And again, it's one of those things I know I can do hard things. I just need to put my
Yeah.
mind to it and just put myself out there. And that's exactly what I did. And I came away with one of the most incredible experiences and a beautiful memory that will be with me for a very, very, very
Oh,
long,
I
long
love that.
time.
And
I still watch the video now.
good. And I hope you keep sharing it as well. No, definitely. And it just made me think, because obviously you're going back to thresholds. And it's obviously their motto is there's more in you. And there literally
Oh,
is. It's like every time you do something, there's always going to be something else and something else. It's just, I
yeah.
love that for you so
I
much.
mean, I will say that last year, I did sign up for the 100K,
Hmm.
and I I don't know if I bit off more than I could chew, and people would completely disagree with me on that one, but I gave it a go.
Listen,
Unfortunately, it was held on one of the hottest days of the year, and I had to pull out at 50, and I was really upset.
I know. But
And but I know I did the right
yeah,
thing.
health
And people,
first.
oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Mm,
And people asked me, would I do it again? Not for now,
mm,
maybe. But there are other things I want to,
yeah.
I want to do. So again, it's that you can only try, you can push yourself.
Right.
And unfortunately, I had to stop. But if that wasn't the case, then yes, I definitely would have carried on. And I knew that was again, it was double the distance I'd done before,
Mm.
but I wanted
Yeah,
to
you know
try.
you're capable of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to try. I wanted to give it a go. Wasn't my time this time, but
No.
you never know.
And
Maybe
that's the
next
thing with
time.
the weather. You just never, you could train all you can on the day itself. You
Mm,
don't know what you're going to experience. And
yeah.
heat, if it's raining, I mean, like, we can all run in the rain. But when it's the
Yes.
heat, I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough. But
It's
50K is
very
no
tough.
mean feat, honestly, even in that
Yeah.
heat. So,
Yeah, no, it
well
was
done.
it was it was it was tough. So and I applaud those who were able to continue and get to the end. I honestly take my hat off to them as well. And but that was an experience, again that, will stay with me
Mm,
for a very, very long time.
amazing. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that we haven't spoken about that you would like to share?
Um, I mean, like you said, if there's anyone out there considering running, even if it's just a thought,
Hmm.
there's no reason why you can't put on a pair of shoes, trainers, go for a little jog, see how you feel, and keep doing that until you think to yourself one day, actually, do you know what? I like this running malarkey. I'm gonna try and do a bit more because you've got things like park run
Like, right.
where
Hmm.
you can just rock up,
Hmm.
you know, do it in your own time,
Yeah.
take your time. And that's a really great way of doing that 5K distance, whether you run it, you walk it, you skip it.
Hmm.
That's your race. That's your run. And I always say to people, if you want to try it, but you don't know, try park run.
Hmm.
It's one of the most friendliest environments I've come across.
Yeah,
And people literally do their own thing. Yes, you've got your Speedy Gonzales that,
they're
you know,
everywhere.
but it's about you.
Hmm.
And give it a go. And then if you want to push it further, like you said, join a running group that
Yeah.
suits you.
Hmm.
Don't just settle just because, it's something that you've come across. If it
Yeah,
doesn't work for you, then try something else.
exactly.
Or find someone else that, wants to embark on that journey along with
Mhm.
you. But it doesn't have to be, you don't have to take it seriously as it's early. You don't have to take it seriously. Just go out and enjoy yourself. That's the most important thing. And if, the love of running suddenly fills you, then go for it.
Yeah.
But always just take it at your own pace. And there's lots of, things you can follow. There's the Couch to
Mhm.
5K again, which is a great way of introducing you to the run walk,
Yeah.
and then before you know it, you're running 5K. So yeah, give it a try. People say to me, "Oh, I can't run," and
Yeah, I
someone
heard that
said to
before.
me, when they say that, but then you see them running for a bus and they catch that bus,
Hmm.
isn't that running?
Hmm.
But you know, it's in everybody.
Definitely.
Whatever that looks like for you, it's everyone's capable of
Hmm.
of doing it. If even like I said, if they run, walk,
Exactly. Yeah, I was
you
gonna
know,
say
it,
that. Yeah,
it's not against the rules. There's no rule that says
there
you
is no
can't
rules. Yeah,
walk. You're not considered a non-runner if you walk. I mean, I walk, so that means I'm not
me too.
yeah, exactly. So, don't let that deter you
Mhm.
from going out and giving it a a,
Right.
a, a try. So, yeah, go for it.
Thank you so much. That's super. Oh my God, that's really, really helpful. And definitely the run walking. I do the run walking even now.
Yeah.
I just love a little break.
Yes.
We're still runners if we walk.
Absolutely. And
Mm. Gillian, I think you're frozen a little bit.
oh, I think you just disappeared then.
Oh, it's back now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I would say that with trail again, you do fair amount of walking.
exactly.
So, and even if, the road running is not for you, hit the trail, go on a nice park, woodland parkland walk
Right.
and see how you feel. Because that's an amazing environment to be in. I love green spaces, and it just makes me feel so comfortable
Hmm.
when I'm in a green space, whether it's the park or the woods, and just run around or walk around your local park.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Gillian. It's been amazing. I've loved talking to you. I think we can just carry on talking and talking,
Yes.
as runners do, but I really appreciate you taking time out to speak to me today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much. Where
You're
can
welcome.
people, are you on social media? Where can people find you if you don't mind sharing?
No, of course. Good question. I think my handle is Nadiane. That's Nadine 1968. I think that's it.
If not, I'll tag them when we share
Yes.
this episode
Yes.
as well.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's absolutely fine. Yeah. It
brilliant.
is a private group, but I'm happy to accept any requests that comes. I was hacked a few years ago,
Ah, yeah, I
and
saw
yeah,
that.
the worst experience. So I've turned
Oh,
it
sorry
into a
about that.
private group so I can actually monitor now. But
Sure.
yeah, no, happy for anyone to follow me
Brilliant.
and watch my madness.
Yeah, we'll follow. We'll definitely be following your journey
Thank you.
onwards. Thank you so much, Gillian.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. Thanks very much,
Bye.
Trina. Lovely.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.